am here today to tell you how I pack my canoe camping packs for when I am going on multi-day canoe camping trips. When I'm packing this large pack, I'm thinking about a few different things. I'm thinking about how comfortable is this going to be on my back, which involves weight distribution, and the important part, is the back part mostly flat? Because if the part of the pack that is resting on your back has something poking you, you're not going to be comfortable. You're going to probably be miserable on those portages. I'm also thinking about how accessible my rain jacket is. If it starts raining and I'm portaging or paddling, I want my rain jacket really fast. Other things that are related to packing my pack, but not necessarily have to do with how I pack my pack, are, am I bringing a food barrel? Am I trying to pack all of my food in this pack in a separate bag that I can take out and hang in a tree later? Or am I gonna have a separate food pack that isn't a barrel and that isn't in here? For this trip, I'm assuming that I am packing my food in a separate pack. So I have this pack here, which hypothetically has all my food in it. If you want to know more about the actual items that I'm packing and why I pack these things and what my thoughts are on that, then you should go watch a video that I just posted. I will link it up here, and that is going to tell you everything that I pack for a canoe camping trip and why. Today we're just talking about how I physically pack it in the pack. Let's start with all the stuff that I'm not putting in my pack. So again, hypothetically, my food pack is separate. My paddle does not go in my pack. Some people actually take their canoe paddle and they attach this to their canoe, so when they're portaging, it just is in their canoe. They like strap it to the rungs of their canoe, but I just carry mine. I also would just carry my fishing net if I'm bringing a fishing net. I wouldn't try to personally attach this to my pack, because let's say I do this on my pack. Now this is probably gonna get caught in a tree branch or a weed and be ripping around, and it's gonna hold me back. I'd rather just carry it. Also not in my pack is my life jacket. In my life jacket, if you watched my other video, I would store in my life jacket pockets a few things. I also would be wearing these shoes along with the clothes that I'm wearing, so those aren't in the pack. And I would have these things either accessible on the pack in one of these side pockets or in my pocket of my being. That is my multi-tool, probably in my pants pocket. My map, I often actually take this and I tie it around my neck so that it's like a bandana. And then I probably have my GoPro somewhere because I like to record my trips. If you want to see my trip recordings, you can go on my channel. Oh, and over here I have my compass. I have a different compass that attaches to the outside of a pack. This one I would probably just put in my pocket or in my life jacket pocket. Now in my actual pack. You'll see that this pack that I have designed has this nice space on the front where I can put my rain jacket, and then on the sides I have extra pockets as well. My rain jacket I keep super accessible, so if it starts raining and I'm paddling or portaging, I can just grab that out really easily. I also keep stuff in these side pockets. So I have mosquito spray accessible in my side pocket in case I need that. A bug net jacket to protect me from those crazy bugs on portages. And I keep my lights in here. And that mostly is just because, like, in some crazy event where I can't get to camp and it gets dark out, I have my lights accessible. They don't really need to be waterproof. Those things can get wet, at least mine can. Over here I have another pocket. I have my first aid kit and a water bottle, if I can get it out. My Nalgene, I also sometimes carabiner to the outside of my pack. Just kind of depends on what I'm feeling. But when I designed this pack with MNZ gear, I made sure that the pockets on the side would fit Nalgene bottles and a first aid kit and an EpiPen, because sometimes when I go camping I go with people who need EpiPens, and it's nice to be able to have those things on the pack. Now moving into the pack. Again, like I said, we're thinking about the pack being flat on your back. So I like the packs that have the back on the ground when you're loading them. This is called a front loader pack. Most canoe packs actually are top loader pack. You open the top and you stuff stuff in from the top. I prefer this because I know when I lay stuff in here, it's laying flat on the ground, just like it's gonna lay flat on my back, because I cannot stand if I have something poking me in the back when I'm portaging. This pack has these straps here as well. These straps on the side are cinched down tight so that if this pack isn't packed full, it's not going to be sloshy on my back. I just don't like a sloshy backpack. So I love that about this pack. It also prevents the zippers from being tested so much by all the weight of the pack. So I don't think this pack will ever have faulty zippers. On the inside of my pack, I have a lot of stuff just in my pack, and then I have a lot of stuff inside of a garbage bag in my pack. I use a garbage bag as a bag liner. That is so that if my pack ends up getting rained on while we're traveling, this material is somewhat rain resistant, somewhat water resistant, but if water gets in my pack, there are certain things I really don't want to get wet. So those things are underneath all of this. The stuff on the top is all stuff that could get wet and it'll dry, it'll be fine. My camp chair, I leave that outside of the garbage bag. Probably won't get wet anyways with this water resistant pack, but if it gets wet, it'll dry out and I can sit in it with my rain pants on anyways. I have extra rope for at camp. My shampoo or my Dawn dish soaps can be outside. Got my toiletries, my toothbrush, toothpaste, dental floss, tampons. Actually, if I had tampons, I would put those in the plastic bag, but I usually go with a Diva cup, so that can be wet. Airbrush can be on the outside, fuel tank, fishing gear, my camp kitchen sink, some cook stuff. This is a lot of my cooking gear. This, so like a collapsible cooking pot. And this is like cutlery. These are some of those things that if placed in here incorrectly are gonna poke your back. So notice how that's towards the top of the pack or the exterior, the part that's not gonna be touching your back. All of this kitchen stuff is like kind of pokey, kind of uncomfortable. I keep that towards the top when I'm packing this front loader. Also a game that doesn't have to stay dry. I can never remember what this is called. Camp saw that doesn't have to stay dry. My tent. Notice where this tent was. This tent I had up here in the very top of the pack. Because when you're packing your pack, you need to think about weight distribution. You want the lighter stuff at the bottom of your pack and the heavier stuff at the top of your pack. So I think the tent needs to be up top for me because my tent is pretty heavy. My sleeping bag and clothing go at the bottom. You want to carry the weight up high. That's the point. The other things that are not in my pack, in my garbage bag protection, are fishing supplies and my water filter. Everything else in here would be inside of my garbage bag. This garbage bag is in my pack like this. I even sometimes will get a bigger garbage bag that's like really tall, and you can roll. Take this, push the air out and roll it down. And with this rolled like this and all of your other gear set on top, it doesn't come unrolled once your pack is shut because your pack is packed pretty tight. I've never had this come unrolled. I've never had stuff inside of my garbage bag get wet. Now, if my entire pack was submerged underwater, especially for any duration, the stuff inside this garbage bag would get wet, most likely. I have had minor tips. I've had water all over on the inside of my canoe. I've had downpour, and I've never had an issue with things inside my garbage bag getting wet. I have my toilet paper, which I usually would have my toilet paper in a Ziploc bag in here, but for today it's just like that. But I would like double protect my toilet paper. I want that to stay dry. I have my camp shoes that I prefer to be warm and dry, books and coloring pages that I brought camping, my pillow. Again, this is down by the butt because we want the light stuff down by our lower back. Also down by my lower back, I have my clothing pack packed in a stuff sack, and I have my camp towel. Again, all of this light stuff down at the bottom of the pack. I have my mittens and my winter hat and my sleeping bag. All of the stuff that's kind of in the middle, you know, in the center of my back when I'm placing it in here, is going to be the mid-weight stuff. So my hammock is kind of like mid-weight. It's not super light, not super heavy. In here I have my hammock and all of the straps inside of this sack. You can see how I pack these things and what's on the inside of some of these packs if you watch my packing video that I referenced earlier. I really think you should watch that. I also have my sleeping pad. This is an air inflatable sleeping pad, mid-weight. So again, this was like right in the middle of the pack. And now we have our empty pack. The major takeaways from this that you need to remember are: use a front-loading pack, so when you pack everything, it's flat at the bottom on like the floor while you're packing and flat on your back when you're wearing it. weight distribution. I think it's really nice if you have heavier stuff towards the top so you can carry that on your shoulders and lighter stuff at the bottom so we're not straining our lower back. And accessibility. If you have emergency medical supplies, have an exterior pocket available that's where that is. First aid kits, EpiPens, emergency medicine. If you're diabetic, whatever your diabetic insulin medication stuff is, put that on an accessible location, not inside of your pack, inside of your bag. Make sure that that's accessible. I also think, again, anything you need to maybe access while you're paddling, like water and rain jackets and bug spray, have that accessible. It kind of is just a practice too. You're gonna figure out what works best for you, what you like to do. This is what I do and what I recommend because it's what works for me and what I have kind of honed in on over my long camping experience over my life. If you're interested in this pack, I co-designed this with the owner of MNZ Gear, and this pack is for sale. You can purchase it in the link in the description, and I will also link a lot of the other gear that I use in the description of this video so that you can check it out.